much more.
Well, look out!
Tune out!
'Cause it's swing time!
Yep, it's swing time, a fast 30 minutes of music that moves along with the AFRS swing combo. The closer-than-close harmonies of Mel Torme and the Meltones. A lesson in saxology from one of America's finest tenor saxmen, Georgie Auld. That well-known guitar and voice team, Tony Romano. And to add that certain touch to this load of talent, that beautiful and lovely star of them all, Frances Langford.
Thanks, Bill, and welcome to Swing Time, fellas. From where I stand, it looks like you're in for a lot of the best in swing time. So before the boys start tearing the place apart, I'd like to move in with a little song that's been doing the rounds for a long time. With PFC, Murray McEachran, and his practically unrehearsed band, here's The Sunny Side of the Street. Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear that pitter-pat? And that happy tune is your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade, but now I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I never have a dime, I've got love and say he's mine, oh mine. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. I used to drag through the shade with those blues on parade, but now I'm not afraid. I'm skipping through clover since this rover crossed over, and say, if I never have a cent, I'll be twice as rich as Mr. Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side. Don't hide from the sunny side of the street.
Oh, thank you, Frances, thank you.
Excuse me, Bill, but mind if I bring this youngster on?
Oh, well, go ahead, Francie.
Well, I've known him a long, long time. Been all over the world with him, and think he's one of the best there is. Here he is with a new song of his own, Tony Romano.
Here's a phrase I'd like to borrow, 'cause it says what I want to say. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Be brief and make your mind up quick. Be brief, you know we two would click, 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 and make your ticker tick with love. Be brief, romance is on the beam. Be brief, why waste it on a dream? This team was heaven's lovely scheme above. Every night I sit and talk to your photograph on my dresser, and Am I a good guesser? The answer is yes, sir. If you don't believe me, I suggest that you ask the professor. 'Cause he knows all there is about astrology. And he says the stars say that you're for me. Be brief and toss your heart my way. Be brief. Let's tie the knot today. Can't wait until I hear you say I do. She who hesitates is lost. Come on and start falling. Darling, please unbend and put an end to my grief. Be brief. Every night I sit and talk to your photograph on my dresser. Am I a good guesser? The answer is yes, sir. If you don't believe me, I suggest that you ask that professor. 'Cause he knows all there is about astrology. And he says the stars say that you're for me. Be brief and toss your heart my way. Be brief. Let's tie the knot today. Can't wait until I hear you say I do. She who hesitates is lost. Come on and start falling. Darling, please unbend and put an end to my grief. Be brief.
Oh, well done, Tony. Well done. And now, swing timers, we turn to our bootlace department, which consists of 2 guys, 2 gals, and a guy in charge of the 2 guys and 2 gals. Figure that one out later. In other words, Mel Torme and the Meltones, who take off to another world as soon as Mel says,
Well, as long as Bill has us taken off, we thought we'd go via the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe.
Hooey, 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 hooey. Can't you hear that whistle down the line? I figure that it's engine number 49. She's the only one that'll sound that way on the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe. Hooey, 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 hooey.
See the old smoke rising round the bend. I reckon that she knows she's gonna meet a friend. Folks around these parts get the time of day. From the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe, here she comes.
Oh, can't you hear her chugging round the bend? Ooh,
Hey, Jim, you better get the rig. She's got a list of passengers that's pretty big, and we'll all want lifts to Brown's Hotel, 'cause lots of them been traveling for quite a spell, all the way from Philadelphia, on the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe.
on the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe.
Now the fireman's a-pouring on a heavy load, 'cause the engineer explained us how the record showed that there hasn't been a single solitary day when old 49 has been laid on the way. So if you're getting skeptical, then I'll bet you, son, that there ain't a better train than the old Atchison,
Topeka, and the Santa Fe.
Hey, bud, you better get off the street. The way she thunders in will knock you off of your feet. And they'll all
want lifts to Brown's Hotel, 'cause lots of them are traveling for quite a spell, all the way from Philadelphia.
on the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe.
On the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe. On the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe.
Trains leaving on track 29 for Albuquerque, Amarillo, Wichita Falls, and all points west.
On the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe.
It's time now to take a closer look at the AFRS swing combo. In the front row, we find 5 saxmen, 3 tenors, an alto, and a baritone. In the second row, 2 slip horn artists, backed up in the third row by a rather loud trio of trumpets. Throw in a guitar, bass, a very expensive set of drums, and the usual piano, and you have the T.O. of the AFRS swing combo. Now, as long as we know what they look like, might as well hear what they sound like. With PFC Murray McEachern on our improvised podium, here's What's the Use? And now, fellas and gals, we'd like you to meet our professor of saxology. He's been blowing that sax of his ever since Murray McEachern can remember. I hear tell this here fella's a friend of yours, Murray.
Right, Bill. I first remember little Georgie when he played the soprano sax with the Toronto High School Jazz Band. Well, soon he worked his way up to a job with Artie Shaw, but that didn't discourage him. He kept on practicing, and he's now known as one of the band leaders most likely to succeed. Here he is, George Auld.
Thanks, Murray. And thanks for the dubious build-up. If you'll get back on the bandstand, I'll play a little Can't Get Started with you.
Yes, it's time to listen to a bit of tromboning by Murray McEachern. A few weeks back, Murray, Francis, and Tony did a little special work with I'm in the Mood for Love. And according to the customers, that kind of merchandise should go on sale often. So here's a bit of the same treatment with one of your old favorites, Out of Nowhere.
Okay. You came to me from out of nowhere. You took my heart and found it free. Wonderful dream, wonderful scheme from nowhere, made every hour sweet as a flower to me. If you should go back to your nowhere, leaving me with a memory, I'll always wait for your return out of nowhere, hoping you'll bring your love to
Yes, Ben, that's our cue to move on into Swing Time's famous jam session. And following our usual custom, Francis will take a tune from way back, sing a few bars, and then the assembled assembly will methodically take said tune and in true Swing Time manner, kick it around. Okay, Francis, you start things.
Here's a song that's been sung for centuries. I haven't got an organ grinder to accompany me, but I think Tony can grind out a few chords if you play the melody. Whatever it is, I don't know it. Anyway, let's go. East side, west side, all around the town. The kids play ring around Rosie. London Bridge is falling down. Boys and girls together, me and Mamie Aurora. We trip the light fantastic on the sidewalk. Now, PFC Mac, what are your plans for our little song?
Well, Songbird, we have a few very definite ideas. The ideas were submitted by Mel Torme and the Meltones, Georgie Auld, and a few miscellaneous key fives from the band. Okay, fellas, let's knock one off. 1, 2.
The kids play Rosie Old Lady, London bridges falling down. Boys and girls together, me and Mamie alright. Sidewalks of New York, boys.
Play a little tenor, George Auld. Bob Goodrich.
And that's swing time for this time, men. Before you know it, our gang will be around again with another Fast 30. Our thanks to Francis Langford, Tony Romano, Georgie Auld, Mel Torme and the Meltones, and PFC Murray McEachern with the AFRF swing combo for really keeping things moving. So it'll time to cut another groove. This is Bill Haworth saying, so long, man. Let's not forget those famous last words. This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.